Hi, today I would like to review the book The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I've been recommended this book and I didn't know what it was about, but I thought it sounded interesting. I'm very interested in personal development, as you might know, and I've read a lot of books about personally developing and professionally developing as well. And most of the books were just about me developing. So I thought, well, this book looks like it's more about me and the others, or me and my partner developing. So I thought, I'm going to give it a try, and I just went into it without any preconceptions what it might be. Gary Chapman is a marriage counselor who, when he wrote the book, had about 30 years of experience counseling. He counseled mostly married people, but also other people, and was always about relationships or wanting to have a relationship. What happens when we fall in love? We just experience a rush of emotions, and it's actually very hard to explain what's going on. We just feel just very light and happy, and we just see how perfect the person we're in love with is. And while we devote a lot of time to them, with them, or just thinking about them, and we're just very happy. And I mean, hopefully you've experienced that already. It's very hard to describe. After some time, and research has shown that it is about up to 2 years, this feeling, this emotional high vanishes, fades away, and we get more practical and logical. And in a lot of cases, apparently, this is when we don't feel as loved anymore, and our partner doesn't feel as loved anymore, because, well, we're not in this emotional high anymore. And this book, written by Gary Chapman, is designed to help you in this situation. So if you are in a relationship already, this can help you a lot. But also just to know about it can help you a lot. And it's not only about love relationships, it's about any kind of relationship. Because the relationships we have with other people are of similar kind, just on different levels. So there's actually a whole chapter on how this relates to children. And the author has also written different books for different groups of people with the same ideas in it. Gary Chapman uses a metaphor to explain when we feel loved. He talks about the love tank, and whenever our love tank is full, we feel loved, we feel appreciated, and we're happy. Whenever it is lower or empty, then we get irritated a lot, frustrated, we don't feel loved, we might even not see why we are with our partner at all. And to fill up the love tank, we have to receive. We have to receive love in, well, what would be best in our primary love language. And I'm going to talk you through the 5 love languages right now. The first love language is words of affirmation. So that's about compliments, saying nice things to your partner, like, you look so good, and really being genuine and honest about that, and saying it in an attentive way, not just as a side comment. So if your partner's primary love language is words of affirmation, just giving nice comments will fill up the love tank, and your partner will be feeling more appreciated and more loved. The second love language is quality time. So that means that you plan some time to just fully devote your attention to your partner, or to an activity you both do together. So this is not just talking to them while you're watching TV. This is really sitting down maybe and just having a really good conversation. Or it could be going for a walk, or having a day out. Something where you really devote your time and concentration on your partner. Love language number 3 is gifts. And Gary Chapman gives some really good advice on this. Gifts is anything that you give to your partner. It doesn't have to be something that you buy. It can also just be a flower that you picked or something you made yourself. And it should be something that, well, your partner appreciates. Love language number 4 is acts of service. So that's everything you do for your partner. Maybe it's cleaning up the house, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's doing something else for them. According to Gary Chapman, we might have to overcome stereotypes of what it means to be a man in society, and just do something for our partner. So maybe the man does things that typically are more associated with the woman's role. But, I mean, you do it for your partner, so that's a good thing. The same is true the other way around. If you're a woman, don't let yourself be restricted by the gender-typic stereotypes that society has about what you should do and what a man should do. If you do something for your partner, that's good. The 5th and last love language explained by Gary Chapman is physical touch. So, what do you guess? It's about touching, it's about caressing, hugging, and more. And the author writes that a lot of men tend to think directly, oh yeah, that's me. I love sex. Physical touch is my primary love language. But he warns that you shouldn't be fooled because there's the psychological and the biological component. And the biological component is what wants you to have sex. So try to keep those things separated. So if you really feel love when you get hugged or when you receive a massage, then this might be your primary love language. So according to the book, there are 5 love languages, but the author also warns us about putting them into boxes, because every love language has different dialects, as every language has. So maybe for you and your partner, the same love language is the primary one, but you want different types of that. So maybe your partner wants a specific act of service, but if you get that type of service, you don't appreciate it that much and you would like to have another one. So even though you and your partner might have the same primary love language, there might be differences in what exactly you appreciate most. In the last part of the book, the author writes about how to discover your and your partner's main primary love language. And there are a couple of questionnaires that you can fill in, but you can also just think of, what do you appreciate most? What does your partner appreciate most? What do you ask from each other most of the time? And I think it's a really good idea to actually talk about that and really think about that. Lastly, Gary Chapman writes about the generalization of the 5 love languages. So he writes again about that they are also applicable to non-love relationships, to friends, to colleagues, to just people you meet, to children, and so on. And I think that's a really powerful message, because when I was thinking of other people, not just my partner, I really thought like, yeah, that does make sense. And I should have known that before, to pay more attention to how I treat them and how they treat me. So what I've learned from this book is that there are more ways of expressing love, and that there apparently are certain categories, and I want to especially pay attention to expressing my love in the category that my partner appreciates most. Who should read this book? If you're interested in interpersonal relationship, this is an interesting book. Also, if you are in a relationship and you would like to grow and get to know yourself and your partner better and grow together, then I think this is a really excellent example of what you might want to read. So if you actually are interested in reading this book, it's good news. It has been translated into different languages, and there are even different editions for different audiences. Like there's one edition for singles, one for men, one for using it with your children, and so on. And I will also upload a written summary onto my website. I hope you enjoyed this video, and looking forward to seeing you in the next one.